You want a mic check or something?
We ain't getting paid for this. Anybody got any questions?
I think we're waiting for Chiante.
Wait for Tom and Chiante. Got my main man, Tom. Huh? I mean, it's never easy, losing, but everything that we did today is correctable, so we'll fix it and move on. Tom here now.
Go ahead, Kelly. Marquise, what made this a hard game just in general this environment?
We playing a top 10 team on the road. You got to give them a lot of credit. They out-executed us. I felt like at times they got more points in the paint. I feel like they were the tougher team. But, we got better from last week when we played TCU. So we just got to watch film and move on from this game.
Tell me about your drive there on your last possession. You missed it. Was that the shot you were looking for?
The way they was playing, I seen that was no help side. So I just tried to drive the ball and be aggressive because I knew, we was in a double bonus. It didn't fall my way. I look at film and see, what other options I had. But, you got to give them all the credit. They played really well today on their home floor. So, yeah.
Cam, you jumped out early, had 13 points in the first half, and then kind of slowed down. What was working for you early, and then how did they kind of adjust to slow you down?
My shot was on. I knew that from the jump. I had a good warm-up. So, my first shot had to be a good one. So, in the second half, I know they made some adjustments, I guess, running me off the line. So, yeah.
And then Chiante, what did they kind of do to slow you down, especially in the first half?
When I was getting on the right wing, they would bring a double team, and it push me off out of the line and make me look for other teammates. And they started that in the first half. I think it came out in the second half, just being more aggressive, trying to get to the line, get fouls. I feel like they were just raising up all the guards and trying to throw it over top to their big man, and he was just finishing well around the rim. So I feel like that was the biggest key. And then getting to the foul line. I mean, we fouled a lot this game, and they capitalized off their free throws.
Keith, do you have any shots out there that you wish you would have taken back or no?
Nah, man. You know, I practice most of them shots. I don't hang my head when I miss. But, you know, I wish, you know, that last two-pointer would have went in. But, you know, that wasn't the play that cost us the game. I feel like we had a lot of, you know, opportunities today to capitalize and, you know, win. Like I said, we got to watch film and get better from this and, you know, wash it down. We'll see them down the road.
Chiante, you said there in your last response that you guys feel like you maybe could have done better defending on the interior. You struggled with that against TCU as well. You obviously haven't had a chance to watch the film yet, but what areas do you think you guys can improve on interior defense moving forward?
Just fronting the post, really. Just trying to front the post, make it harder for them to catch to push out the offense rather than them catching it lower in the paint and getting them a good look. So just trying to force them out and better ball pressure. I mean, from the guards, make it harder for them to get it in. That's probably the biggest thing for us right now.
Yeah. Was there anything that stood out to you in terms of what Holmes and Kalsher were able to do, considering they combined for 15 and 22?
They just knocked down tough shots at the right time for them. They ran plays, and they knocked it down and just played with a big confidence. You got to give credit to them. They some good players, too. So, I mean, I feel like they just, like he said, they executed their plays, and they knew who to go to at the right time.
Cam, why was it hard for them to pull away even when they were up 10 late? You guys still fought to the end. Why do you think you guys were able to?
It's a game of runs. So, you know, they had their run. We had our run. And, you know, we're going to fight to the end. So, yeah, that's what happened.
Chiante, I know, looking ahead, do you have any emotions about playing your former team on Saturday?
Nah, not really. I mean, I talked to some of them, but just trying to win the next game, really. Just bounce back from this game.
Marquise, when you find Ish for three-pointers, how much belief is there that he's making them, considering it tonight 80% on the 4 or 5?
He's putting in a lot of work, you know, so that, you know, allows me to, you know, trust him in those moments. He has some big-time shots, some timely shots today. He's been incredible in Big 12 conference play. He's been consistent so far. So, you know, I just, you know, look for him whenever opportunity I can. And, you know, yeah.
And those back-to-back fouls in the second half, do you think they may have disrupted some of the rhythm you have?
Yeah, but I know my teammates had my back. So, you know, they picked it up for me and kept going to the end.
Anything else for these guys?
But appreciate y'all.
Hey, first of all, I say this after wins, and I want to make sure I do this after losses, that I am so thankful to be the coach at Kansas State and to coach these young men. And thankful that God gave me this opportunity. So without him, none of this would be possible. And I thought this was just an unbelievable Big 12 game, right? The environment was incredible. We had obviously we wanted to win. But what we really wanted to see is how much we improved from a week ago or so against TCU when we came off of 2 good wins. They were coming off of a loss that they probably should have won, and they were just tougher than we were. And their staff did a better job than we did in preparing their team, TCU. And so that was a challenge to our guys, and we knew this environment was way different than TCU. I mean, these fans have always been some of the best fans in the country, one of my favorite places to come and compete at, just because of how knowledgeable they are and how much they love the team here. And so I thought, and I'm very proud of our guys for how we responded, how we played with poise at the right time. And, I always say big-time players have to make big-time plays in big-time moments. And I thought that the young men at Iowa State did that. That shot Coucher hit coming out of that timeout. And what's his number 23? He was head of our Holmes was just incredible. And then the big fella down the stretch, we didn't have an answer for him. And so we will get better, but very proud of my guys.
They had quite a bit of success driving and scoring at the rim on you guys today. Why do you think that was a difficult matchup, and what can you guys do to break that?
Well, they have really good shooters, and sometimes we're probably spread out a little bit too much. I'll have to go look at the film. I thought we let right-hand drivers drive right, and so that was we just have to do a little bit better job of that.
You talked about wanting to improve from the TCU game and kind of measuring up to that. What area do you think you made the biggest improvement?
I just thought we competed, and we stayed together, and we didn't let their runs get us out of character. And so that, what we didn't, the way we really improved was in preparation, that we didn't get giddy because we had won a couple games. We realized we had to keep improving and stay focused and all of that. And so just our preparation and our mental focus coming into this game was way better. And then, out on the court, it showed it with our execution.
What do you like about how Cam played early on, and then how did they kind of start to trip him up?
I thought, Cam is a hooper, right? Like, he just likes to hoop. And, you put him in space, and he's really good. And I thought he had space in the first half, and he was really good in the second half. They played a little bit more attention to him, and so took away his space. And then he got in foul trouble, and so he had to sit. But I really liked the pace of the game in the first half because they scored 12 more points a game at home than they do on the road. And so when it was in the 30s, I was like, oh, this is good. It's going to be a 60-point game, that kind of thing. But they started making shots in the second half, and, you got to try and match it.
When you lose the turnover battle by 1, but then they beat you in points off turnovers by 12, what goes into that?
I'm going to have to go look at it, but it is, that's a very valid point there. I told the guys in the locker room they were just more efficient with the turnovers than we were. And then the second chance points. That, to me, that's the biggest thing, right? 7-17, second chance points. And, we know that's an issue with our team that we have to get better at. There's just lack of practice days, right? So guys have to, study film and just, we got to figure out how to break some habits that we have that don't, because our first shot defense is not bad.
Coach, can you?
Marquise driving, second to last possession of the second half. Is that kind of the play you wanted?
Well, yeah, it was set up. There was a shooter in the corner, right, because we knew they'd help out that corner. I thought he would maybe kick it out there, but I have no problem with him. He had just finished one like that just a little bit earlier, and he finished one like that against Baylor when we won the game. So, yeah, the ball was in his hands, and we gave him the right space and, had what we wanted, and it just didn't go in.
Coach, can you kind of explain, I guess, how the interior defense can improve against traditional bigs like Lampkin, who obviously had success against you guys, and then Osuni had some good success at the end, like you said, too?
Yeah, we're going to have to do a better job probably just giving up touches, So we're going to have to front the post more, and then that means you have to give backside help, which means that there's going to be a shooter on that other side. And, good teams put you in a bind, and you have to pick your poison. You know, and tonight that was the poison that we picked, and it gave us a chance to win the game, right? But we've got to do a better job of rebounding. That's what we have to do.
What did you think of your shot selection?
I got to go back and look at it. I'm sure there was a few I wouldn't have liked, but there was a few that I didn't like, and they went in, and so, you know.
Coach, Naquan only taking 3 shots. Do you think there's anything he can do to be more involved offensively, or does he need to get on the offensive glass more, or what do you think in that regard?
I thought Naquan was a little bit passive. I thought they denied him the ball early and made it hard for him to touch it, which was good on their part. And we probably have to come up with an answer for that and give him some different options. But, you know, you can't play 32 minutes and not get any rebounds, you know. And, I mean, that's all 3 of my bigs have 0 rebounds in the minutes that they played, and that just can't happen. And that's not a knock on them. That's a knock on us as a staff. We got to do a better job and, you know, just help them. And so we will.
Did Gassan's injury take a step back, or did you just want to?
No, I just, it's hard to play 9 dudes, man. It is. It's just hard. We're trying to figure it out. My thought was to bring him along a little bit more today. Today wasn't a bring along a little bit more game. So.
What was kind of the mentality in the huddle when you guys fought back from that 10-point deficit in the second half?
Get stops. You know, let's get stops. We switched up some defensive stuff and kind of paused them a little bit with the triangle, and then we denied 3 and played an eye. And I mean, we were throwing everything we could at them just to pause them. But you know, it worked for a while till they put the 4 guards in, and then you got to get out of that thing. So.
Ish is obviously giving you guys quite a bit on offense right now. What can he give you a little bit more of on the other end?
We just have to rebound. We have to collectively rebound, and if you can't get it, you just got to make sure your man doesn't get it, right? That's just got to be the mentality, and we will get better at it.
Going back to that run that you guys made late, what does that say about your guys' mental toughness? Especially, it seems easier to do that at home when you have the crowd behind you. To have a crowd like that working against you and then have to kind of crawl your way back in, how tough is that to do?
No, it is. It's very tough, and I think I have a tough team, you know, and TJ has a tough team too, you know, and so it's just the Big 12, you know, and but our guys, you know, we're not gonna lay down. I mean, we're down 17-3, but I was at home to West Virginia and fought back. You know, I mean, these dudes, they don't quit, and we just figure out a way, and we keep trying to find a way to win that moment, you know, and today we came up short.
Transitioning from Big 12 play to a little reprieve with Florida in the middle, is there, not really a reprieve, but is there any kind of mindset switch that needs to happen, playing an out-of-conference team kind of right in the middle like this?
No, we're going to get on this plane here hopefully in about 40 minutes, and well, actually it's a 40-minute drive, so hopefully in about an hour and a half, and we're going to get some rest tonight, and tomorrow we're going to figure out how we're going to get better. But like, I haven't even thought about that.
Coach, for Iowa State, there was some thought that Caleb Grill might not even play. He didn't exactly fill the stat sheet tonight, but what did he do that helped Iowa State win? I mean, just from a non-stat standpoint.
Well, anytime he's on the floor, he provides spacing, right? And when you have to, you got to guard him. And so that opens up driving lanes for other people. And I mean, I thought the offensive rebound kick out that he hit the 3, I mean, that was a huge play. All right, so just his ability to shoot the ball, his presence on the floor, you can't guard them a certain way. Like when he's not on the floor, you can like be in gaps and take away driving lanes. But when he's on the floor, he just spaces the floor. And so, heck, I knew he was gonna play. Come on, man, he's a competitor. He's a tough kid, right? Didn't he win like the high jump, something like that? He's a tough joker, man. And so like I knew he's not missing this game. Hey, thank you all.
Well, that'd be awesome.